Hey guys, Comic Book Steve here again with another haul. It's been a while. We finally moved into our home, my wife and I, from our apartment after all the nonsense going on with that, with delays and construction and all that. So we're settled in now. It's been about a few weeks since we've been in the new place, so it's been a lot of moving things around. But nonetheless, I have a bunch of comic books to show off. I'm going to try to blow through these quick. I've actually filmed this a few times. But I keep forgetting to upload it, and then I accumulate some more, and I'm like, well, let me do another one. So I'll try to make this the last time I do this. For this bunch of books that I want to show off right now. So I can get this out. Anyway, yeah. So these are all kind of mixed up from 50% off sales from New England Comics, some Newberry pickups, and a bunch of new releases over the past few weeks. And I went to a flea market today, so there's a couple from that as well. Although it wasn't, it's literally a couple. I mean, it wasn't a lot to choose from at the flea market, unfortunately. Anyway, let's get started. So first up, we got Civil War. I'm getting some glare there. Civil War, Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Man miniseries for Civil War 2. I didn't like all the covers. Out of the three that I saw, this was the one I picked since Full Noto is sort of a hot cover artist, but I don't know. I wasn't really blown away by the other covers that were in this number one issue. They weren't all by Phil Noto, but I figured I'd grab this one, even though as far as Phil Noto covers go, I think this is one of his weaker ones. I don't know, the way Spidey's shooting out the web kind of bugs me. It's like going out in two different directions instead of straight at the camera. But that's a personal preference. Anyway, so I got that. Wasn't too crazy about the issue there. Not sure if I'll pick up the rest of the series. Then we got Amazing Spider-Man 13. This issue was pretty awesome. I actually really like this Dan Slott run on this new series much more than the last series. What was that, series 3? So this is series 4. I wasn't sure if I was gonna dig the Parker Industries stuff, but I like it so far. I think it's weird that if you can separate yourself from the fact that he's so far removed from like the core of the character, being like down on his luck, and being like a guy who's trying to make ends meet and all that stuff. I guess he's still down on his luck, but in a different kind of premise. But I think it's good. I really enjoyed this issue, and number 14 I really enjoyed. These two didn't have variants, so I guess Newberry orders significantly less when they don't have variants attached, because both Newberries that I go to did not have these on new release day, and there's one I go to at like lunchtime on Wednesday, and they didn't have any copies on the shelf. Luckily, I have this is the only book I have on my subscription there, so they had it saved for me, but I thought that was odd. New England Comics, I went to about 2 weeks later, and they had both of these. So I don't think it's like a super rare thing, but it's caught me off guard that they didn't have enough issues to go around for Amazing Spider-Man. Seems like a no-brainer to me. But yeah, I'm enjoying that one. Back issue here, X-23 Target X, number 5. First cover appearance of this lady, not her first appearance. Supposedly the arch villain of X-23, who's going to be in the all-new Wolverine book. I have run across this a few times at this shop, and I always pass it up because I'm not super into... I didn't want to get too many books based on speculation, even though I've been slowly getting a bit more the past few months. But I always see this there, and I'm like, well, it's not going to be there next time, and that's okay. If someone else can get it, and it's been like 3 or 4 times where I'm digging through books and I keep seeing it, and I'm like, fine, I'll just grab it. If I can sell it for something, great. If not, whatever. I think it was like $3, so no big loss. All New Wolverine. Speaking of All New Wolverine, number 9. I got this because I wanted to see the continuation of the storyline where she meets up with Old Man Logan. I really like this book. I wish comic books were a little cheaper, new releases, because this would be definitely one on my pull list. But I try to keep it down on my my pull list. I think my pull list right now, like for books I consistently get, are Thor, well, Mighty Thor, I think it's called, Amazing Spider-Man, Spider-Gwen, and Spider-Man the Miles Morales one. Those are the only ones that I consistently get. I'm not too interested in increasing that, so like books like this and Black Widow, even though I've been getting that, are books that I really like a lot, but I'm just hesitant to keep them on the pull list for more than a few months. But this was good. I really like this one. Next up, I got from eBay, I believe, Amazing Spider-Man 28. I already had a copy of this. I wanted to get a better one. This is more like a near mint, very fine. The one I had was more like very fine. Fine, probably more like fine, actually. This is the lowest printed regular cover, or should I say, it's the same thing, but lowest printed non-variant. Issue of Spider-Man, which is still a lot. I think it was like 40,000 something, and this isn't a significant issue in any other sense. The cover's not fantastic. It's fine cover. Nothing significant happens inside of it. It's just the fact that it's a non-variant, lowest printed book, I think is significant on its own, although I don't think that really means a whole lot. You'll find people on eBay try to sell for like $20-$30, but often I don't see it go for any more than like 10-15. I think I paid 8 or 9 for it, which might be a little too much, but I wanted a nicer copy, so I got one. This one I got purely based on speculation. I kicked myself for it. Ninja Turtles 59. This is one of the variants. The death of, I don't want to spoil it, but this person dies at the end of the book and kind of off camera, so it was hot going into the week, and then it kind of fizzled as it came out. I only got this because there was one copy at the shop I go to, and I kept looking at it, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna kick myself in the rear if I don't get this, and it ends up being like an expensive book. But you win some, you lose some. This, I think, was definitely something I probably shouldn't have picked up, but there have been times where I've seen a book and I think about getting it based on hype, and I don't, and then it ends up being worth a lot. I can't think of anything offhand, but I know it's happened before. Then I got Superman #1 from Rebirth, the variant cover. Not too crazy about the series. I probably won't be picking this one up again. I like Action Comics a little better. Batman Rebirth. This one was pretty good. I'm not a fan of Batman. I like Batman, but I don't know if I like him enough to follow a monthly series. I thought this issue was a lot of fun until you get to the end where it introduces these two dingbats. Oh, sorry, we got some glare going on over here. Until you get to these two guys who I really don't care for. They seem really hokey to me, and I am just not interested in reading a book about them. I'm not too keen on David Finch, the artist. I mean, he's good. He was an awesome Batman, but I always found that his females looked exactly the same, and that was on. This was back on like when he was on Ultimate X-Men, so I don't know if he's broken out of that, but I don't know. It left a bad taste in my mouth. Anyway, so I got that one mostly because I didn't want to miss the boat. Because the New 52 #1 was such a popular book. I wanted to see if I would get into it, jumping in on the ground floor. Like I said, I probably won't continue this one. Then I got Action Comics number 957. It was pretty good. Things kind of happened abruptly in it. The status quo from Superman, living with Lois, having a beard and the black costume, and then 2 seconds later he decides, well, it's time to stop hiding, and then we're back in business. So it's kind of weird, and I'm not sure how this whole alternate Superman living in the New 52 or whatever they're gonna call it now universe is gonna feel for new readers. It seems complicated to me, and then they throw another Clark Kent into the mix, which is confusing. I don't know. Kind of reminds me of the Clone Saga, where you think you know what's going on, then they throw another Peter Parker around, and it's like, what? How's anyone gonna follow this? I don't know. We'll see. Also picked up 958. Again, not bad. I probably will just continue this first arc and then stop picking up after that. Not that I don't like it. It's not like, again, I don't want to get too many books on my pull list, so I'm very selective. Spider-Man 2099, number 11. I got this because of the Venom appearance in it. Venom 2099. They should really put him on the cover. I think that would help him sell a little bit more. I think he's a cool looking character. Spider-Woman Omega, number 1. This is the bookend of the Spider-Woman storyline. It's actually pretty good. I only followed it in the books I was normally following, which was mostly, Spider-Gwen, and I did pick up all the books for the Campbell variant covers last month. But there's definitely a few parts of this series that I missed out on. I didn't realize Spider-Gwen lost her powers at some point, so I'll have to go back and read these. But it looked pretty good. I enjoyed it. Amazing Spider-Girl number 10. This was a buck. Got that for Carnage. Spider-Gwen number 9. Pretty good. Deadpool Spider-Man number 5. I got this just because Spider-Man meets up with Mephisto at the end of the book, and Mephisto hints at the events of One More Day, which I thought was pretty significant. I always wanted to see what would happen when Mephisto and Spider-Man came face to face again, if either one of them would acknowledge the fact of what happened. So I thought that was a pretty cool that they did that. I'm actually surprised the editors let them do that. I'm not sure if it's gonna go anywhere or if it means anything, but Peter didn't understand what Mephisto was talking about, and Mephisto was just, egging him on about that he'll always he won a victory over Spider-Man, and Peter will always feel empty and incomplete, and all that. I thought that was pretty interesting, so I picked that one up. Then these next few are from the back issue bins at New England. Infinity Gauntlet 2, got that for $3. Infinity Gauntlet number 3, I was really looking for that one for $3, and then Infinity Gauntlet number 1 for $6. I already had Infinity Gauntlet number 1, but $6 is a pretty good price, so I couldn't pass it up. Love that cover too, by the way. We're almost about halfway through. Miss Marvel number 8. I only got this because of the variant. I like that cover. The story's not too bad. Inside, it's Miss Marvel siding with Carol Danvers at first in the Civil War 2 stuff, and then at the end she started seeing the seeds of doubt start to come. Black Vortex Omega. I love this cover. If there's any cover artist that I think deserves more credit, it's Sarantino, however you pronounce the name. But it's an awesome looking cover. There were a lot of covers that Sarantino did for the Black Vortex variants. They're all pretty awesome. This one is definitely one of my favorites. I think that was $8 free shipping. Captain Marvel number 3 variant. Another cover artist that doesn't get nearly as much attention. Art Adams. Fantastic artist, one of my favorites. So I had to pick that up. I think that was $10. Dollar bin book, Darkhawk 2. I actually forgot I had that. Then Darkhawk number 1. I knew I had that. That's my 3rd copy, but for $1, why not? I don't see them doing anything with this character. Oh man, I'm really not paying attention to my screen here. Getting a lot of glare. I'll be kicking myself later when I look at this video. It's Marvel, Black Vortex, Captain Marvel, Darkhawk, and more Darkhawk. Then we got Black Widow, number, what is this, 4 from the new series. Again, great book. I really want to continue this one. We'll see. Then these ones I was really surprised at finding in the back issue bin at New England. They didn't have a sale on these at the time I went there, so I wish I would have found these when they had the sale going on, but it's still pretty awesome. Eddie Granov cover for Black Widow Deadly Origin, number 2. This is a regular cover. Looks beautiful. And then they had this one as well, the variant. I think it's a 1 in 10. Which goes for about 10-15 bucks. It does have some dings up at the top left corner that I don't know if you'll be able to see, which are kind of aggravating because they didn't keep them in a bag and board in the bins. They just had it in a bag, so you could tell someone was bending it when they were flipping through books, which sucks. But yeah, I was glad to find this. It was about $3 for all these. This one as well. Nice cover there. And then we got Invincible Iron Man number 7. Just got that for the Mary Jane appearance. Iron Man number 13 from the original Civil War. Another awesome Eddie Granov cover. No surprise, doesn't get more attention. Probably a low printed for, like, considering how popular Iron Man is now. This predates the movie coming out, so this was when Iron Man, the series was down in the gutters constantly. Mighty Thor number 8. Love this series. This series, I really hope they do Jane Foster Thor in the movies. The art in this is fantastic. The story I love. Has a character coming back into it that I haven't seen in a while. Well, since Original Sin. What's her name? Midas something. Oblet Midas. So anticipating that eventually they'll do this storyline in the movies. I don't really know. I hope they do. But I decided to track down her first appearance, the Oblet Midas character. Oblet Midas. Her first appearance was in Marvel Boy, the Grant Morrison series, which actually had a variant. This is her first appearance in Marvel Boy number 1. This is the Dynamic Forces variant. I think there was like 5,000 copies. And there she is, hanging out over there. I think her other name is the Exterminatrix, or something like that. I don't really care for the character that much, but like I said, I'm really itching to see them do the Jane Foster Thor in the movies. And if they do, I think the storyline they're currently doing would be fantastic to adapt, even though it's been going on for quite a while, so they no doubt have to cut some of it. Unless they span it over a couple movies. But anyway, this is that character's first appearance. It was cheap. It was like $10. Why not? I also got Captain America 337, first appearance of Cap as the Captain, which is significant. If you remember the end of the Civil War movie, I think, that might tie into how Cap's going to be portrayed in some of the future movies until he gets in good graces with the government again. It's possible. Just speculation. Captain America 230. I always like to see the Hulk fight against other Marvel characters. Marvel Age 91. Got that for $1. Why not? Saw Thanos' face in the cover. I was like, sure, why not? I will pick that up for $1. Another one I was really happy at getting. Marvel. They're all Marvel. Carnage number 1, second printing. This one's a little hard to find. It goes for about $20 on eBay. I got this for about $3, so I was super stoked to find that. Venom Circle of 4. Great storyline, first part. Got it for $1. Civil War number 2. It was alright. I like the cover a lot. Bendis again is hit or miss with me. It's a bit of a slow burn happening with this book. They've already had 4 installments if you count the 0 issue and the free comic book day issue, and it feels like it's dragging a bit, which is not surprising. Happens with Bendis a lot, but it is disappointing. I will stick with it, see where it goes. I'm enjoying it enough. that I'm curious, especially with the third issue. It's supposed to be someone kicking the bucket or taking an extended nap, as it were, in the comic book industry. Then we got Fear Itself, number one, the Fantastic Four variant. I love this team, the new Fantastic Four. So I saw that for a buck. I figured, why not? This is new from this week, Captain Marvel number 6. Wasn't planning on getting this one, but I really like this Civil War reenactment variant. It actually took me a little while to remember what part this was reenacting. It's from it's either a promotional image or from one of the What If books, which I think is kind of cheating. This was originally Iron Man in this pose, but still cool looking image. I do wish they would have kept Captain Marvel's hair as the mohawk and not with the just short hair. I don't mind short hair on girls, but I find that some artists draw her hair a little too close to the dude line, and I know it's very like ambiguous. You know, hair is hair. Who cares? You're still a girl and a guy, but there's something like inherently, you know, dug into my brain that's like, oh, short hair that looks square. That must be a guy. Oh wait, she's got boobs. Okay, it's a girl with a different haircut. I still like the book. I still love the character, but I was worried about that when they had it with short hair. That some artists were gonna just draw her looking like a haircut with that's too much like a dude. I do wish she would have had the mohawk haircut. I like that one a lot better. I'm not a big fan of female characters that are superheroes having like really long wavy hair because it never makes sense when you sit down and think about it. Being in a battle, the last thing you'd want is long hair. Again, not that any of this makes sense, you know, characters that can crawl on walls. And again, the hair thing is just my personal opinion. Certainly, anyone can have any kind of hair they want. But regardless, this image is still pretty awesome, and I did pick it up for the variant. So there's that. Spider-Man number 5. Love the book. I hate the cover. I don't know what the fuck is going on in the cover. Are they dancing? Who's in trouble there? I guess the guy in chains, but what are they doing? Are they running after each other? I have no idea what's going on over here. Spider-Gwen Annual 1. This is the Ron Lim variant. Not the greatest variant. They only had one copy, so I figured I'd grab it. I was mostly into this for the story anyway, but like I said, usually when I see a variant cover, I'll grab that over the regular cover. Usually. This was cover price, so more incentive. Captain America. Oh man, we're still getting some glare. Move some of these. Captain America number 2. The revelation of the Hail Hydra cliffhanger at the end of the last one. Not bad. I will probably continue this through the first arc, but the whole time reading this, I can't help but thinking like, man, that's a great storyline, but Ed Brubaker's was better. So it just feels like, you know, you get that like comic book jadedness after a while. I'm sure we all encounter that, but the art's amazing. The story's well done, if not anything that's like super new. You know, super villain trying to get one over on Cap and all that. Uncanny Inhumans number 11, another hype book. This is the 1 in 10 variant. Got a cover price, first appearance of that Mosaic character. Why not? I think it's $3.99 cover price, probably like $3.10 or $3.19 after my subscription discount. And these are the two I got from the flea market for $1. Wolverine number 100, that big 100 there. I like this cover. I remember liking the story back in the day, although it definitely sucked that Wolverine turned into some kind of like feral, noseless monster. But for $1, I'll take it. And the last one I got is definitely gonna be one that I flip. Not sure if I should hold on to it for a little while or just do it now. Saw it for $1, grabbed it. Couldn't pass it up, even though it's not something I would normally get. This is one of the first appearances of her, or Aisha, or Kismet, or whatever her name is, who's going to be the villain in Guardians of the Galaxy 2. I think this is the first time she's called Aisha. I don't know. Her appearances are kind of confusing. This goes for about $10-15 on eBay. But I'm debating whether or not I want to hold on to it or just flip it. Either way, for $1, it's no loss. I'm sure I can at least sell it for $1. Anyway, that's all I got. That was a lot. Went on for about almost half an hour. Thanks for watching, guys. I have some books coming from my comic shop, and I'm sure I'll have some more new releases next week. Enjoy the 4th of July and the weekend. Take care.